I spent a lot of time on bikes growing up. And I remember this one time, there's this hill behind my parents' house that was like maybe 40 foot high and at like that angle. And so it was like when you're standing at the top, we used to, and it was all sandy, we used to have challenges to jump off the top because in your mind looking down, it looks like you can clear the hill and just land on the ground down below. But you couldn't, so you jump and you land like way further down the hill in the sand, so it'd be like a soft sliding landing. And we'd have competitions to see who could jump further down the hill. It was that steep anyway. Excuse me. My cousin had his cousin on the other side of his family come over to my house with them, and we're all the same age. We all got our bikes, and they're like, we're gonna ride down this hill. And there's a little path where it's not sandy, where four-wheelers and stuff take. And so my cousin gets up there, and we're like, you gonna do it? And we're like, no. And then his cousin's like, I'll do it. So he gets up there, and he's gonna show off. And he's at the top of this hill. And like when you go down this hill, because I remember going down it, like you just have to kind of like lean back because you're so far forward and just like hang on and just hope you can get to the bottom and be like, as it's like, you're like, you start slow, you know? It's like, and by the time you go that 40 feet, you're just like faster than you could ever pedal. Like if you just try to pedal, it'd just be like pedaling against the air. There'd be no resistance. And so all you can do is just like, don't fall. So he's going down, and he's coming down this hill, and we're standing there, and we go, and my cousin and this kid's mutual cousin, as he gets to us, he's coming like this. All of a sudden, he just pulls out a stick and goes, and sticks it in his front tire. Like, he does one of these with a stick, and that kid's front tire goes, it's like coming down the hill, and she's like, and just as soon as that stick hits, it's like, and he just goes, just goes slam, and sliding in the dirt. And he wasn't happy. He came up and was trying to fight his own cousin. It was absolutely hilarious. I couldn't believe, like, I wasn't in on it, but I was down there, and just all of a sudden out of the blue, I was like standing there, just minding my own business, and like, oh no. Another time, same hill. The hill, like here's the top of the hill, and there's like a sloping trail that comes around, and it goes up and meets, and then the hill's like this, and it gets smaller, so it's like the hill looks like this, and my elbow is like the ground, and like here's the highest point, and we were about right here, and it's actually extra steep coming up here, but no one rides over there, it's too steep. So this one time, my cousin, same cousin, he goes down and he comes up, he comes to the edge of that hill, and he's looking. Now we're not so high, so it's not scary, but it is steeper. Like, so he comes up and he goes like you have to like pop a wheelie riding down, and to keep from flipping forward. So I come up and I'm like shaking, I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm looking, I'm like, all right. And I go, and as soon as I go on that hill, my bike literally goes, and the back wheel comes over my head, and I end up face first. I slid down the entire hill, and luckily it was pretty sandy, and just on my face, particularly like not my chest, not my body, my face. Like the handlebars are here, and it's like my face is leading the entire ride. It's just like, and I get up, and my cousin's just laughing. Like he's on the ground, cry laughing. And I'm like, do I still have a face? Like I just slid 10, 15 feet on my face. And I'm like feeling myself, and I'm looking around all disoriented, and he's just crying laughing. He's like, I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is so funny. Oh. And yeah, that's where my memory ends on that one. I remember being like, screw you, man. But also laughing. You know when someone else is just so sincerely just out of their mind laughing so hard that you can't help but just start laughing? Like, it's one of those things where I'm sitting down, like dirt just and coming out of my mouth and just ears and eyes, and I'm just like and he's laughing so hard that I just start laughing. And so we both just sat there just laughing. Another time, my buddy set up his little sister's tricycle, and he set up this jump before it. So there's like a tricycle here and a jump like this, and the jump's below the tricycle because like a ditch, and this is on top of the ditch. And he'd ride it with his bike, and he'd go, whoo, and he'd land here. And they were pretty extreme. I mean, compared to what we did and stuff, like they came from a family of 15, these neighbors, and they just egged each other on. So they were like, when it came to biking, they were on a whole new level. They do things that like they'd hit the jump and attempt a backflip, where I'd hit the jump, but then I might like flick a leg in the air. I'm not doing a backflip. So anyways, he's jumping this bicycle, and his little brother, and he's older than me, and his little brother is like the equal amount that he's older than me. He's that amount younger than me. So the younger brother's like, I want to jump it. And he's like, you can't jump that. You're too young. You can't. He's like, I can jump it. And so the younger brother gets his bike, and everyone's like, okay, go ahead. So he comes up, and he comes riding his bike, and the tricycle's here. And he hits that jump, and the back tire, just as he's clearing it like this, the back tire catches it, and it flips his bike. And he does a full front flip on his bike, and it's going to another front flip. Upside down, he lets go. So he does a front flip, lets go, slams on the ground, ends up sliding. The front flip that he let go, that he was doing, the bike finishes that front flip, lands, and ghost rides down the hill for like 10 or 20 feet before falling over. So it was like, and we're just watching that like, because it was like, bam, and then the bike rode away. And part of us were like, why didn't you stay on the bike? Because he just bailed, halfway through a flip. And he's in the ground, and he's getting up like, oh. And we're like, all just going nuts. Like, can you imagine? You just saw someone do a double front flip. He fell and the bike landed it. It was crazy. There's also this other time when I was going by the neighbor's house, and I was a little kid, and I was like, what's up? And I was just doing one-handed, and I'm going, and I look over, and I'm like, oh yeah, riding past the neighbor's house. What's up? And I'm just acting cool, and the front tire just happened to catch like a pothole in the road, and I was like, and by the time I grabbed my hand, it was like the bike was already like this, and I remember being like, it just slammed out. And this is like, the road was like, it was a dirt road, but it was just hard packed. And I just remember like all my leg was like skinned up, and I just came up all bloody, and I was like, I was really little, and then I just remember being all bloody. And finally, because I have to go, I was riding my bike one time, and there's a ditch over our driveway, and you could hit the side of the driveway and land on this, coming down on this side. So the driveway was basically a tabletop. So you'd come, get as fast as you could down the road, cut into the ditch before you got to our mailbox, hit that jump, and you'd try to clear it and land on the other side. Most of the time you landed on the driveway, somewhere halfway across. Well, I remember for some reason, my style of riding was changing. Just the way I hit a jump. And I hit the driveway. And I hit it like this. And the bike went whoosh. And all I saw was the front tire in the air. And I landed like this. And I was just like, now the bike's going like this. And I'm on it like this. And I'm like, and I'm like, and I remember I would hit that jump over and over. After I did that one time, I could only, that's what would happen. I don't know if we were trying to put a bigger lip so they could get higher. I can't remember now, but I imagine someone did something like made the end of the jump have a lip on it so it would launch you higher. But the way I hit a jump, it would just launch my front tire higher. And my back tire would just go straight up. And I would land and be like, I fell a couple times. Yeah, all right. I'll see you guys later. Those are my bike stories. I'll tell you if I remember any more.